have clashes in whatever, inner and outer. Now the people ask me, I am right. Why should I not say myself? You have all the right to express, persuade, convince with love to the other person. But at the same time, I should know that everyone may be correct by his or her own viewpoint. As I feel I'm right, everybody feels I'm right by his or her own viewpoint. So when I go deep, I realize that okay, because everybody is sailing through different inner and outer environment, everybody has passed through different life situations, carrying different experiences along with, and different development and karmic uday from within, everybody's perception and viewpoint is going to be different. Most of the times, even in a family, even otherwise. So it is for me to decide that I want to resolve the situation amicably with equanimity. And if I decide so, my inner light will show me the way out, how everything can be put together and worked out. It is not letting go or surrendering to the things. Because if I let go or surrender, as most of the times wives do against the husband, not in USA, but in India at least, but then it is like a press spring, and the third or fourth time it will throw away everything. But this says resolve from within and without. Unless I am not resolved from within, I cannot resolve outside. So again the same principle, first it works within and then only I can work outside. Second golden reason is adjust everywhere. Today we feel as if we have to do this sort of thing to adjust. It's so hard, really. But the holistic science says it's not really hard. If you decide to adjust everywhere, because today is the time where we are not suffering out of scarcity of the things, which I had seen at least, and most of you may have seen. In the childhood, I did see the scarcity of the things, and it can be said to be suffering. Today we have more than plenty, more than required, at least in USA, much more than required. Then why are we suffering? Why we have inner unrest? It is because of difficulty to adjust with each other. Husband or wife, parents and children, colleagues at the work, wherever we go, it's not very easy to adjust. Why? Because the personalities are different. I have different personality. I want to talk less. My wife wants me to be talkative, so there is a start. I want my thermostat at 70-degree temperature, my wife has to wear the blanket. So there are differences of personalities. So it is said that if we go to a garden, all different varieties are put together and it looks lovely. In the previous time there were farms in the house, in the present time there are gardens in the house, but don't we love the garden? So garden means what? Every plant or a tree. Similarly, every human being are different, but each one having their own unique fruits and flowers, and none complaining to the other. Neither the rose complains to the blueberry, why don't you have a beautiful flower? Neither the blueberry complains to the rose, why you don't have a beautiful fruit like me? And we even go to the rose and complain, why don't you have a thorn? Why do you have a thorn? So, if I have this vision, I can adjust with each other effortlessly. A wise man, be it in a family or a good manager, is one who knows the abilities of all the colleagues and can best use of it. Tries to know what one knows and never complains what one doesn't know. A mother-in-law should learn the lesson that when the daughter-in-law comes, try to know what she knows and never complain what she doesn't know. You don't know to cook that and you don't know what she knows to cook. So home can be a heaven on earth. For how many of us home is a heaven on earth right now? So it's said that with your own home, world need not be conquered. And home with good mutual dealings, where the interpersonal dealings are good, with warmth, with love, shared care, mutual respect, whatever you say. When the mutual dealings are good, even if it is a small, one-bedroom hall kitchen, no problem. But it would be a very good place to live in. And if you have a big bungalow, but where the interpersonal dealings are not good, you will not like to stay there and you will always be searching where to go to have the inner peace, to go to yoga class, to go to meditation class, to go to resort, whatever. So they say that home with good mutual dealings is what love, care, share. So family dealings, of course, husband and wife, and somebody said to me, you don't use only the word husband and wife, put the word life partners, especially for USA. So I did put it afterwards. though we believe husband-wife relationship. Because here there are so many are not living as husband-wives, they are living as partners. Okay, well and good. The two persons are living as long as they are living as best friends. I never try to stick to the faults of my friends even when he makes a fault, because in my heart it is my best friendly feeling. So if I live as best friends, and of course best friends conveys a lot many more things. Where the problem starts, till yesterday she was not my wife. Now from today she is my wife. So possession, she is my husband, and all my rights. But I never look at my duties. So best answer is best friends. The two I do come together. And they try to live as one, but they do remain separate, right? Here they certainly try to remain separate. I have my own identity. Let it be there. As long as one eye is loving, sharing, caring, and friendly with the other eye, it's a win-win situation. But when one eye tries to win over the other eye, probably the show may start. And if we go deeper down, we all should look what is causing problems. Living together for years, of course, we are harboring many opinions about each other, and we are required to do the mental cleansing to enjoy the freshness of the relations, because that baggage are sitting here, and all the opinions and all the memories. He did that 10 years back, and she did that, and that's bothering us. So if we can clean that and try to reduce the karmic bonds, we'll be happy. About the kids, for most of us, it is like a tough test rather than a good asset. And the answer is handle with care. You do not throw away the glass even if you are angry. So the minds of children are to be handled diligently, like glass, handled with care. But what is most important is, most of us feel that children are not going the way we want them to go or grow. And here, have we ever looked about our own characters and how we have lived in front of them? So children learn what they see and not what we tell them to learn. So be very cautious that they are observing right from very small age. I was observing my parents fighting when I was very small kid. They were feeling that this small kid doesn't know anything. No, these memories are there. So character of the parents is very important thing, how they have lived. And children do seek love. We'll define the love in a moment. We all feel that we are giving them love, but we'll define it in a moment. In a professional dealings, there are classes going on, $thousands fees for all the managers and special courses, I don't know what and what. So basically it involves stress management and probably the ego management. Nobody says the word ego, but they say human resource management. But when I was trying to understand, basically it is ego management, more of an ego management. So how can I deal with the situation? And this is a cost-free class for managers. So I have already one vision, that is a garden. So I will try to look at everybody's positive abilities and make best use of it rather than complain. I will look at my attitude. If my attitude is friendly and positive, then it's opportunity for me to oblige, help, share, care. Once my engineer friend, who was a very successful engineer and stayed in USA for 15 years, very high managerial position, his wife came to me and said, Shailesh bhai, please use this money for helping somebody else. Then she made a very good categorical statement. We are working with machines. We have no opportunity to oblige or help or care or share with somebody. So we are not having the inner hearty satisfaction. So we are giving you this money. You are working with the live beings and you have direct opportunity. So that taught me the opportunity of working with living beings in any capacity, because it provides me the opportunity to oblige, help, share, care, smile at somebody. And if I have to see God or pure self in everybody, I may not go to temple, but I may see God in those working with me, or I can see pure self. And if I have this, I think you can turn your workplace into a church or a temple. I was wondering that people, I go to temple for 5-10 minutes to recharge myself, to rejuvenate, to tranquilize myself, but I'm spending most of my time in my workplace, 10-12 hours. If at the end of the day I'm getting bored and fatigued, I should re-look at the situation. And if I change myself within, it should be an opportunity. I should be, when I come home, I should be much more fulfilled. Oh, I could help this many people, I could share, I could smile, and it should be a rejuvenating or re-energizing place. With little change, we can turn our workplace into a church. Now, interconnected living, and especially when I'm moving in the Western societies, be it Australia, US, and everywhere, I see that they keep puppies or pets. Why they keep pets? Because they are not getting along well with the human beings. I am. At the most two. And when one moves away, I am. So solitary living. As against that, our visionaries and this science says that interconnected living is the only way. Paraspara anugraho jivanam. You cannot live single. And when you see in India, the older people even go to put the grains for the birds. And even that gives them inner happiness because there's a living soul into that. So there's a very, very deep principle that in connected living, if it is so precious, how should I be? So they say love. Now, what is love? We all know different forms of love, and we all have some bad experiences of love in a young age. But here the love is one which is free of expectations and conditions. Whereas in worldly language, if my expectations are met with him, Rajini Bhai behaves what I want him to do for me. Oh, I love Rajini Bhai very much. But no sooner Rajini Bhai doesn't meet my expectations or doesn't do what I want him to do for me, it wanes. So it is free, it is attached to conditions and expectations. Really the love has to be free of expectations and conditions. And if I start loving the people unconditionally, usually human mind tries to see other people are not loving me, I'm left alone, I'm worthless. Leave aside outside world. If I start loving the people, my heart would always be full. I'm not bothered whether reciprocation comes from the world or not. Usually it comes even if it doesn't come. The visionaries have lived this way. Starting to love unconditionally from their side, whatever way they can. And they were always full. So they say universe is my own family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. I am in everyone, everyone is in me. So when I say good morning to you, I'm not saying to you, I'm saying to myself. Because I am sitting in you all and I can experience that I'm one with you. So if we can have this sort of understanding, I think there is no place where we will feel lonely. There will be no place which can disturb us. So now having said this much, I think we are all aware of self-interest. Are we? Dollar-wise, yes. Material-wise, yes. Status-wise, yes. Here we are trying to look deeper down as far as inner, happy, harmonious, rich and meaningful living is concerned. So one part we have already seen that word is my own echo. We have already seen. Now initially I was feeling that when I say to Suresh Bhai that you are a good person, Suresh Bhai will say you are also a nice person. And the echo will come. And I was waiting for the echo to come. Sometimes Suresh Bhai may not say me that same thing. He may not be believing. But then I realized that even before the echo comes from outside, no sooner it occurs in my mind that you are a good person, my face is smiling. Why? Because the inner echo, the inner reflection of my action, of mind, body, speech, does give me first effect, positive or negative, and then the outer echo may come. So I realized that word is my own echo or my own projection also has not only outer meaning, but before going out and having the result from out, it does give me the effect instantaneously on the spot, and that gives me a lot of other vision that people say that do good and you will have good fruits in by karmas in next birth and whatnot. I am not interested. I am interested right and now. But I realize that it gives me the result right and now by this understanding, right and now. Now our mistakes are our boss. Has any time we realized that whatever bothers us or whatever disturbs us or whatever is really coming to us are our mistakes some or other way? Probably not. Right? Suppose here somebody is overspeeding. And is he always having fear that there may be some hidden camera or coke may be hidden somewhere? So is the cop my boss or is the mistake of overspeeding my boss? Similarly, if I am trying to become dishonest to somebody, have I ever seen inside what happens? The clashes start within. Even though I justify it with my perverted intellect, the clashes do occur within. And if it is of a higher magnitude, my pulse rate may be fast, my blood pressure may be more, even the lie detector machine may be able to pick that up. And if there is a stress measurement machine, probably it also will pick up. pick that up. So the holistic science says that honesty is the best policy, is not working for the people. So let us say that let the people examine that how the dishonesty is the best destination. And having known this, I will have now easy way to choose whether I want to go with a revengeful notes or whether I want to forgive the people for my self-interest, not for the interest of others, whether I want to hate the people or to love the people, whether I want to see the virtues and appreciate them, or whether I want to find the faults and criticize them. It's up to us all to decide. But lesson, always watch within what is happening when you are trying to criticize or when you are trying to appreciate somebody. So the self, one who wins the self, wins the world. Improve others, we all believe the same. Rajnibai said, we should improve the spouse, we should improve the children, we should improve the society, we should improve the nation. But the hard lesson learned is, unless I improve myself, I cannot improve others. And for one who is improved himself, by his very presence, the world will be improved. He did not meddle or struggle to do that. Manage others yourself. So many management courses, MBA, Masters in Management, so whatnot, they are required. But should I manage others or myself? One who cannot manage the self cannot manage the others, or one who can manage the self can manage everything. Universe is within, research it and know thyself. Now how can I remain positive in different situations? Even a physicist who is not really trying to go into spirituality, even he said that there lies opportunity in every difficulty. And I'm thankful to all those who said me no, because of them I did it myself. Now we ever say thank you to anybody who says I will not work for you, or who without saying doesn't work for us, because we don't look at the other side. Now, this holistic scientist, he said that difficulties in the life are vitamins for the inner self. Favorable situations are vitamins for the outer side of the body. Difficulties are vitamins for the inner side. And I was trying to understand how. Because the difficulties give me opportunity to open out my inner abilities, to understand my inner potentials, and when I overcome it, I am a better man, better evolved, matured man, if I take it positively. I am obliged by one who criticizes me, he said. Initially, these people were criticizing me in seminars that you didn't do well, you could not deliver the contents, and I was getting back. But then, when I sat back and thought, it gives me opportunity to introspect myself, to improve upon the things, and I'm really thankful to them because they give, using their time and energy like their soap and detergent and laundry machine, they cleanse and keep my ego normal. And they are allowing me to get rid of my karmic bonds. So if I look from other perspective, there's always to be gained in any type of situation. And once he had a fractured leg femur neck, and he was in the bed for 2.5 months, but his smile on the face never withered for a second. I'm a witness to that. I'm an honest witness to that. And everybody was coming to see him, oh, Dadaji, you had a fractured leg. What must have been his answer? He said the fracture had occurred at that moment. From the next moment, it has started uniting. Medically, also it is a fact. Why can't we see? We have no opened out holistic vision. Once the vision opens out, we can always see. And he says that even though we are traveling a lot, every next day we are traveling, these people ask us, are you not tired? Every day we are taking bag and traveling to other city. We never travel. It is the flight or the car travels. We are just sitting and doing comfortably our work. So when I say I traveled this much, I feel psychological fatigue. When I say, oh, the plane was traveling and it was comfortable, air-conditioned journey and I was doing my job, I was sitting comfortably, the fatigue is not there. And even Lord Mahavir said that there are only two things in the world, self and circumstances. It is how you look at the circumstances, it's your vision, it's your belief, your attitude of the looking at the circumstances, which makes you happy or unhappy. So see what is left and not what is lost. Now what about when somebody is ill or I am ill or somebody's death is there? So when somebody is ill or I am ill, I will try everything to get it cured medically, all best possible options. But that's not all. To have the inner and outer positivity, I'll resort to some sort of positive prayers or some sort of positive vibrations, and there are enough papers saying that even if somebody is praying for you, the vibrations do have positive outcome. When you are praying, it has still positive outcome. So make best use of medical options as well as prayers, and at the end of the day, say that whatever best has to be done has been done, and whatever is now outcome is left to nature. Do your best and leave rest to nature. Distinguish between the sufferer and one who knows it. Pure self or pure conscious is separate from the sufferer. It is permanent, will deal it with later on, and do not incur double loss. One out of situation and one out of confused understanding within. If you have the clarity within, at least you will be saved of a lot of negative effects of the event. Opinions. Does anybody realize any time that I'm in a bottle of my own opinions? Like a gene captured there? So is my behavior influenced or driven by my opinions as well as others' opinions? Negative and positive? Of course, my opinions affect me first. And I'm not happy if I have a negative opinion about Gita, then no sooner somebody talks about her, I'll get annoyed. And negativity and everything negative will start. If I have positive opinion about him and somebody talks about him, he is not even present, all positivity. So beware of the opinions. And how can I forgive? We'll take this in the afternoon session, I think, when we have a practical session. And who am I? Nature of the pure self. So far we were talking about the visions, we are applying it outside. My mind, body, speech, interface, and the world outside. If I turn inside, who am I? Do I know who am I? Of course, I'm Shailesh. I'm doctor, I'm ophthalmologist. I'm a known ophthalmologist. I'm a respectable person. I'm friend of somebody, father of somebody, son of somebody. I know everything. But when I'm asked further, is it your name is Shailesh or who are you? Then I got, why? Is the two things different? Of course. When I say this is my wristwatch, the object to whom I say is my and the one who is saying is my has to be different. Similarly, I say my mind, my speech, my body, my belongings, my house, even I say my karmas. I don't say I am karmas. I say my feelings. I never say I have feelings. Even I say my ego. I don't say I am ego. So, whatever objects I am saying is my or mine, if I put as one side, what remains on the second side is I. Now, I with my I'm not knowing who am I. Second thing, in the portion of my or mine, it is always changing. And it's with beginning and end. That's why whatever I'm trying to achieve by that is a changing. It's object-based, it's circumstances referral-based. Let it be there. But if it is changing, one who knows that it is changing has to be permanent or not changing. So I in itself is non-changing or permanent and is knowing that the portion of my or mine is a changing or having beginning and end. Third thing, I say I enjoyed, I slept well, I did. Then who slept and who knew? So the experiencer is different and the knower and seer is different. But as long as I do not realize that, so when I know that the pure conscious is just the knower and seer, and it has the three principal qualities, infinite knowing and infinite perception power and infinite bliss, it is inexhaustible, imperishable, non-taintable or immiscible, and ultimately there is no worry in I, do not worry for mine. So do everything for mine, but stay in I. So then there is the final answer, we'll deal it with when we have the other sessions, but this is just to take you to the end of the daily living that I do need to look in at the core of being. And there are some other aspects like art and science of communication, art of eating, or food intake and managing time, outer and inner, but I'm deliberately leaving it like that for the discussion in the remaining sessions. Thank you very much for this session, this much. Okay? We have 15 minutes for the question.
5 minutes.
No, to my watch I think it's more.
5 minutes. We can use 5 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes for the questions. For this session and rest of the questions in afternoon.
I don't have any question, but I was responding to your
Sure.
comment that Dadaji was injured and people were asking, Once so happened, that one judge, she fell down and her orderly came running, my honor, your leg is hurt. So she said, my honor is intact, but my leg is hurt.
Yeah. Very good concept. It's very good. It conveys a lot of things. It conveys a lot of things. And once I watched a movie on a TED, TED, and some Australian lady, the title of the movie was I Am Not the Body Cell. Title of the movie was I Am Not the Body Cell. To say it very shortly, she was a very powerful athlete and she was proud of her athletic skills. It so happened that she met with a helicopter accident or plane accident, crashed everything. And for months together, spinal injuries and everything. But then she started realizing that I am not this, and still I am. And from the renewed inspiration and courage, then she goes to become a flight instructor who teaches others to fly. And that's how what she says, that it's not me who is injured or broken, it's something else. So it conveys something. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Sheetal.
Yeah.
And I think one of the challenge people have seen being a working woman and a mother is that you have this great visualization that kind of aligns a lot with the holistic inner science. At the same time, in the juggling of so many tasks that they have, whether in the morning or something, what do you suggest to stay calm? And you want to stay calm so badly, but there's like always one thing that comes out that just makes you get not, I wouldn't say angry, but like get your mind kind of loses that focus. So what would you recommend for?
So very good question. Sometimes back, I think a couple of days back, Binal asked me how to best manage my time, because I'm so successful and so busy doing 2 jobs. And I said, I tried to inquire what's the time, household work, jobs and everything. So right from the morning she starts, she's in the kitchen. And I asked her, what do you do in Saturday and Sunday? So I work for my other job, she said. So my answer would be, appointment for the self was my answer to her. Keep some time in your diary, appointment for the self, where you are with your relative self, and ask your relative self what keeps you normal, natural going. So that will give you a lot of answers between your household works, duties and aspirations, how best. Normal and natural means flowing, so that it doesn't disturb your own self. I'm not saying disturbing outside. First, it doesn't disturb me. And I also am working as a professional, and I had almost 14 hours a day when I was studying, and throughout the practice my day starts at 8 to end at 10, 9. But it never bothered me because I had this vision and I knew what's the normality. So 2 answers. 1, appointment for the self, sit back, see whether things are normally and naturally going for you, and readjust what needs to be readjusted. Time for family, time for job, time for your own self in a physical outer time frame sense. Second important thing, once you have the inner awareness, the outer time and inner time are separate. They both go parallel. You need not have to seek the inner time. You always have your inner time when the outer things are going on. While you are driving, at the job between the 2 customers, at the job between the two tasks, when you are waiting at airport, anywhere, you do get right from few moments to few minutes to few hours, your own time, your own space. You just get back to yourself and you have your inner time. So if you learn these 2 hours, 1, sit back, have the appointment in outer, just see what is normal, naturally flowing for you. Allow it to flow, and it would be different at different stages of life. I worked initially 5-7 years, 12 to 14 hours, then gradually I settled down and started reducing my schedule. Automatically it happened. But still I am practicing, and Deepak Anand is saying me leave the clinic soon because the people are waiting. I'm trying to do that. But one thing, I decide, I try, it's my intention and my prayer, but then I leave it to nature, what the nature is unfolding for me. I cannot go banging on my own way. If I try to go banging on my own way, there will be a lot of conflicts and stresses. So understand, decide, have the inclination and attitude, and if required, pray, remain sincere. But then see what the nature is unfolding for you. That's very, very important. To remain, nature doesn't include only circumstances, it includes everybody around you, family members, colleagues, circumstances, everything. And then